Hi, my name is Tyler. I'm a third-year student in materials engineering. In my first year, I didn't really know much of anything about materials engineering. I knew it involves engineering materials, but that's about it. Now I know that it takes an in-depth view on what everything is made of at a fundamental level, and it's just changed how I think about the world, how I see the world. Now when I look at things, before I would ask questions like, why? Why is stainless steel stainless? Why is steel used so much in society? Why do ice cubes crack when you put them in water? Why do things break? Or why does my charging cord stop working, causing my phone to die at night, making my alarm not go off in the morning, making me miss my first midterm? Things like that a materials engineer can answer, and they help design what society's made of. One cool thing about being in materials engineering is the equipment we get to use. Things like rolling mills and tension testing machines to scanning electron microscopes and even a machine that can detect the amount of salt in your sweat using fire. All of that is just really interesting. Also, one cool thing that I experienced is that in one class, we had a piece of steel, and when it was formed into a bowl, it would get stretch marks. And so our goal was to stop that from happening by processing it using equipment in the lab. I knew how to do it theoretically, but when it actually deformed smoothly without any stretch marks, that hit different. One industry that I would like to get into once I graduate is aerospace. It just seems so interesting to me. They tend to use the coolest materials for specific areas like single crystal turbine blades or heat shields and batteries. Just being able to be a part of that, I think, would be very interesting for me. There was a lecture series given by a materials engineer working as a failure analyst. Things break, and it's important to figure out how and why they broke so we can prevent it from happening again. I knew generally what the job was about, but actually hearing it firsthand, it was really interesting just to know how in-depth it needs to be, how critical this kind of analysis is, and how important it is for our society. One thing that I remember he said was, if you like puzzles, then you'll like this kind of work. Maybe it's the same for other disciplines, but something that I've realized in materials engineering is how complicated and interconnected our world is. I know how difficult and in-depth designing a material can be at a fundamental level. Just going from raw materials to something like a skyscraper, the amount of teamwork and effort that needs to go into that, it's just really amazing to see that from this new perspective.